First of all, we've seen this U-turn on this major infrastructure project, the largest infrastructure project in Europe, I might add. However, Rishi Sunak owned it, and I think that's the baseline that we start with. What does this mean for the electoral lay of the land?
It's a good question, and thanks for having me on the show. It's not a surprise decision. I think this has been trailed in the media certainly for the last couple of weeks, and it's certainly been an infrastructure project that's been bedeviled across for the country for some time. So the cost overruns has been sort of well reported. I mean, politically, it's a very interesting kind of move, and I think Rishi Sunak is trying to do a couple of things. One is he's trying to cauterize a few difficult policy issues before the next general election. And crucially, what it does do, it also draws a line under Boris Johnson's levelling up agenda. So this was seen as sort of a key plank of kind of conservative policy, actually, to kind of reach out to and support kind of the region. So there's a lot of uproar and upset, certainly in Manchester, about the kind of the decision not to proceed with this. But politically, this is also about kind of reshaping the finances and the expenditure and trying to kind of clear this one off in time for the general election next year.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we come into the general election, how does Labor treat this decision? Are we going to see perhaps the opposite side of the bench, reverse this decision or pledge to reverse this decision and maybe cancel some of these local transport projects that Rishi Sunak is talking about?
Well, this is also problematic for Labour in some respects because the Labour mayor of Manchester, Andy Burnham, is quite a prominent, well-regarded figure within the kind of Labour Party movement, and he's long been an advocate for HS2. Others have said that actually what the problem is that it's disproportionately taking money and infrastructure resources from transport from other parts of the countries. So one imagines that this is not a simple decision. In one sense, Starmer will inherit this U-turn decision, and in one sense, Sunak may well have done him a favour in terms of making the call on the cost savings. But there's divisions within Labour about this. But more generally, I mean, Labour is still well ahead of the Conservatives in the party, and most of the predictions, of course, still have the Labour Party looking to win the next general election, and some predictions have that as a very comfortable win. So Sunak, in one sense, is in a political fight for his life.